My mini unit is going to be talking about seasons. How do we get summer and winter? I wanted to reduce the focus from the four seasons to summer and winter. I wanted to make sure that we did revisit spring and fall in another lesson in the future, but I wanted to make sure that the finer points of summer and winter have permeated before we do that. This is going to be for third graders. I'm Chris Martin, by the way. And the standard is Earth and the solar system, ESBB1, which is pretty obvious, right? When we're talking about Earth and the sun and the relationship, but that's part of what we're doing here. So here we go. So by the end of this unit, we will be able to dispel misconceptions about how seasons occur, discuss the facts about how the seasons occur, and determine a way to inform people who may not know what you know now. This is going to be presented to the students. I want them to understand that there are things that are commonly misunderstood that they might misunderstand now, or their parents might misunderstand and may not have the deepest knowledge on this, and they'll be able to carry this information and show their parents something, empower them. In order to do that, I want to make sure that they not only know the misconceptions, but they obviously understand the facts about how the seasons occur. And we will talk about how that will be done in the next slide. And we're going to determine a way to inform people who may not know what you know now. I feel like that's always cool to be able to take some information and say, you can have some power and teach somebody something who may or may not understand what these concepts are. So, the myths about the seasons. I want to introduce the students to this. Earth is closer to the sun during the summer and farther away during the winter. Seasons happen at the same time across the globe, and seasonal changes are the same everywhere. I want to make sure that kids know that summer here is not the same time as it is in Australia. So when we have our Christmas and we're all bundled up, that they are not bundled up over there. They might be in board shorts and tank tops. And it's kind of a cool concept to imagine, but I also feel like when we do dispel some of these myths, that it entrenches the positive, more accurate information a little bit better. Factoids always help with that. The next section would be what really happens. Now, this would not only include this graphic, it would also include a short video. I want to make sure that they understand what I'm asking them to look at in the video. So when they see it, they're not inundated with very fast information that may or may not permeate with them by the end of it. So I want to make sure they understand as well as possible. And by that, I want to arm them with the equator, the axis, and the hemispheres, and all the things that are going on there. So hey, look at the equator. Where is it in the summer? Or I'm sorry, in the southern winter? And where is it during the southern summer? And you can see that the equator is, the axis is on different sides of the sun during the middle of the day. The equator cuts it in half, and you can see the equator angle hasn't changed, but the angle of what's going on in the southern hemisphere and the northern hemisphere have indeed changed in each of those seasons, and that's why what we feel up here is not what they feel down in Australia. How will you show what you know? At the end of this phase, the explanation phase, I want to make sure that students understand that there are myths, what those myths are, and be able to identify them, and then also how to dispel those myths. How do you describe what really happens? I want to make sure that they're able to do both, because counter arguments are always going to be forthcoming, and you want to make sure that the students are, oh, I don't know if I knew about that. You don't arm them with the uh, counterpoints. They may believe that what they heard in school was just not complete. So we want to make sure that that circle is completed and they get both sides of it.